Man in boxing, led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV. Woo!
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
Belief about
I'm on the phone.
You on the phone?
Yeah.
You looking at my baby?
No, I ain't looking. No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. Next time we come outside, don't be staring and shit like that. I don't like that.
I wasn't looking at him.
All right, Jermell Charlo went off yesterday. Let me fix this. Yep, there you go. He went off yesterday on Instagram about a lot of things. He called out Floyd. Even when his brother told him stop to, he called out, got mad at his brother for talking to his ex, his baby mama. Called out Adrien Broner. Just kind of just talk some shit. Let's talk about it. That subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And yes, he is crazy. That nigga is nuts. I'm still spending Tony Harrison money. He just mean. But the one thing about him is he called out Canelo too, said he'd knock him the fuck out. And basically said if he didn't get the win that he'd be trying. And, you know, at the same time with him, I just think he'd fight anybody. You know, you got to worry about Jermell ducking. Adrien ducked him. I ain't really heard about Jermell ducking no fade. And that's just the type of person that he is, man. And, you know, his brother's basically said, stop calling out Floyd. It sound like you clout chasing. You ain't going to get that fight. And it's true. You ain't going to get that fight. Floyd didn't fight black people in his prime. You think he old Floyd going to fight you after he endorsed y'all? He endorsed him for one of them fights. I think it might have been the double fight. But Floyd ain't going to never fight him. You know, could he beat Floyd? Absolutely. He young, good chin. You know, at this point, Floyd old. He probably going to try to go in there with no respect and try to destroy Floyd. You know, Floyd an old man. You know, you fight an exhibition fool. Fucking fight exhibition fool. Come fight me, nigga. That's how he talking, man. He talking like Mr. T, but he just mean. He just angry dude, but he fight like he fight like he is. So, you know, ain't like he get in there, he give you a persona that he mean in the outside. He get in there and fight like a ballerina and go around the ring dancing. He going to fight. You know, obviously he got beef with Tank. He got beef with Adrien Broner. Told Tank to Adrien get his weight up. We come fight him at 54. At least Broner be fighting for 3 belts. You know, at one point I remember Omar Epps, when Broner was still Broner, said he wanted to see Canelo at 154, and you know, Canelo would have destroyed Adrien Broner, just as Jermell would destroy him. But he ain't really TV friendly at all. I remember his brother was fighting what's my man's Brandon, I forget his name, the dude from the Contender. He's fighting him, and you know, after the fight, he got on the mic, started talking shit, and Kelly Swanson turned that mic the fuck off. You know, and you know, people talking about him getting robbed from Tony Harrison. I honestly scored it a draw. I love Tony Harrison, man. But Tony Harrison was beating his ass the second fight. He knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of Tony Achilles' heel is, you know, conditioning and not having his chin. You know, he said he's still spending Tony Harrison money. You know, and, you know, he got money. But he ain't fan friendly at all, bro. But fans love mean fighters. And he you know, a lot of times he gonna give you some knockdowns and some knockouts. So, you know, boxing need that. You know, we need him to be in a more prominent division. But, you know, junior middleweight or, you know, super welterweight, it's probably the best division in boxing above 130 pounds because everybody fighting each other. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Huh. Those hands was fast as lightning. I've been making a lot of music references, but yeah, they in there banging. They banging it out like, you know, they fighting for food. And they starving, so, you know, but him and Adrien Broner wouldn't take that fight. Broner had to make him come down to like 150. You know, for that fight to happen. But Broner ain't knocking on that door. Charlo knock on that door, or Jermell knock on that door. He ain't answering it. And these was Floyd. You know, if Floyd didn't want to fight Winky, and Floyd didn't want to fight Vernon, and Floyd didn't want to fight, you know, other guys, you know, guys in their prime, Paul Williams, Antonio Margarito, those guys, why would he want to come up, you know, now 40-something years old, 43, 44 years old, and fight a young hungry lion in Jermell Charlo? You know, and you know how they is. You call out Floyd, you know, they get angry at you. And they was mad at Maul for saying that he just like Terrence Crawford and getting ducked. They was real mad at Maul for that. After he fought, I forget who he fought. It wasn't the Corval fight. Was it the Hogan fight? I think it was after the Hogan fight. He said that, go look at the press conference, he said that him and Terrence Crawford in the same boat. And PBC people was mad at that because the real word on the street is that they want to age him out before Crawford fight him. He made it clear that he ain't fighting Errol Spence, and you heard some stories about how Errol Spence got him together in sparring. You hear some, you know, rumors that Errol Spence knocked him out. and sparring or dropped him, whatever the rumor is. But at the same time, of course, Errol Spence probably can beat him because he's mastered Derrick James' style, you know, that Jermell is still trying to master. But then again, 8-ounce gloves, where they go up to 10 ounces at 54, 10-ounce gloves and, you know, no headgear might change some stuff. But the style that he's trying to master, Errol to master, Jermell go back to boxing like he used to box. He'll box Errol ears off. But he's no longer that person. He needed to find that meshing point between what Ronnie was teaching him and Derrick teaching him and bring those two styles together. But when he boxed on the back feet and side to side, he was an amazing boxer. But then again, you know, if he could have mastered that style and really did well there, with his chin, he definitely would have never got knocked out unless he got old. But he looked good in Derrick's style too, because he got a chin. Them Texas boys, man, them boys a problem. You know, you can outbox them, you can be sweet, you can be tagging them like Julian was tagging his brother. And when it all comes down, you know, you beating them and they got a chin, they got heart and they got will. Errol Spence, I don't think you're gonna get Earl out there. It's gonna be easy. He gonna go out on his shield. That's what you love about them. You know, you love about them. They got all the intangibles. You know, people say they on this shit, they on that shit. Prove it. You know, but they fantastic fighters, man. Earl, Jermell, Jermall. You got Ammo coming. You got a lot of fighters coming out of Texas. Maurice Hooker, a good fighter. So them Texas boys, they a problem. But, you know, moving on, you know, he called out Canelo. But he said, I'm not moving up to fight Canelo. I'm at 54. That's what separates my twin. Somebody said you the twin with the loss on the Instagram. He was like, that's what I love, the loss. That's what separated me from my brother. And I came back and knocked out Tony Harrison. And fuck the loss. What's a loss? He came back and avenged his loss and didn't leave it in the judge's hand. He was getting his ass whooped, though. But he just pulled one out his ass. He knocked Tony Harrison out. So he got that back. You know, a lot of people was mad that he didn't rematch Tony Harrison. But, I mean, it is what it is. You know, he got one, you gave one. I just speak more character to the character of him. But, I mean, you know, him and Canelo, I mean, you know, Canelo ducked that fade at 54. He was supposed to fight Jermell. He ended up fighting James Kirkland and told Kirkland they said that he can't have his Ann Wolf in his corner. So, I mean, you know, Jermell was supposed to get that fight. And after that, he wrote his release away from Golden Boy. And that's all she wrote. And they would never sign his brother neither. And what's so funny, his brother got a title shot before him. He went the IBF route. And who he beat? K9, and then he fought Austin Trout. Then he fought his mandatory Julian Williams. Julian Williams could have got an easier fight, talk shit. Jermall was moving up, came back down to beat up Julian Williams. And one of the sickest KOs you've seen ever. That was sweet how he came and countered Julian. We caught, rolled, came up with an uppercut. And pretty much, that was all she wrote. And, you know, Julian came back and won title. He had titles? Yeah, he won titles. He beat Jerry Hurd. So, you know, just because you lost don't mean you ain't a great fighter. Julian Williams came back and won 2 titles. And like he said, a loss is what separates his twin, but what's a loss? One loss don't mean nothing. You know, other sports can lose 1,000 times, but in boxing you lose once, it's over with because Floyd glorified the O. And my whole thing is, you know, I think he wanted to get his own identity away from Jermall. Like Tony Harrison said, his brother probably was beating his ass or whatever, but he wanted his own identity away from Jermall. And I think being a twin, I think seeing Jermall succeed, and people say Jermall is better, knowing that by trade, he was the boxer first. His brother played football. So I think it's eating at him that his brother getting the praise and he not. And him being a more seasoned and more experienced fighter. But, you know, he's a phenomenal fighter. I think he's the better boxer of the two. But his brother might be the better fighter. And sometimes you can't fight all the time. Sometimes you can't box all the time. But, you know, it sounds like he ain't moving up no time soon. But according to Errol Spence, he supposed to be moving up. I think Maul moving up. Then he going to move back up. But he said don't ask him to move up. So maybe that's not in the cards. But, you know, then he goes on to basically say that, you know, he kind of vented. Sound like he ain't got nobody to vent to. That Jermall still hanging around his ex, his baby mother. And, you know, he don't talk to him. He hang around her more than him. And, you know, he got a new wife, a new life. And he ain't fucking with him. And, I mean, it is what it is. Now, is his brother piping his ex-baby mama? No, I know his brother married. I don't know. I don't think it's that situation. But I just think he struggled like all black men struggle to kind of vent to somebody and kind of tell your problems and stuff. You know, who you got to vent to? And he basically went into how his brother friends didn't fuck with him, didn't believe in his dreams. And, like, he got a lot in there. I think Al Heyman needed to tell him to go to a sports psychologist and just get it all out. You know, you just heard the pain in his voice, man, that, you know, because his brother was a football player. It wasn't so much a boxer. Their father gave him and their mother gave him great genetics. because they can take a punch and they just strong. But I really think for him, you know, I just think there's some issues going on there. His brother don't call him, mess with his baby mama more than him, or call her. I mean, I don't know if they all grew up together, but dude got some issues. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsor, video request. All my social media links, description. Fast way to reach me is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. Also got a Facebook group. That's in the description. PayPal link in the description as well too. If you want to make a donation, Cash App CJGood313. That's in the description. Best way to donate is share the videos. Let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time. We gone.